Kevin, I'm actually going to start with you. How do you think F1 has evolved in your 10 years as an F1 driver?
Technology has evolved a lot, and it comes in phases. F1 or the FIA, the governing body, it introduces new regulations. So every sort of fourth or fifth year, and every time these come around, it's very clear that it's very focused on getting more green, more sustainable. The direction that FIA and Formula One are going is trying to be relevant to the industry.
Yeah.
And I think today the sustainability is the best way to be relevant to the industry. Back in the time I talked when I started, it was very clear that it was safety. Mm-hmm. I think many of the systems that you have in your road car, whether it be ABS or traction control, ESP, all those safety systems actually came from Formula One.
What innovations are you most excited about in Formula E?
I think if I had to pick one piece of technology that excites me most, it will be the evolution of the actual battery. So we operate today on a lithium-ion accumulator, mm-hmm. and the likelihood is in the next 2 to 3 years we'll move into solid-state batteries. And what that allows us is more energy density, mm-hmm. so it will last for longer in a much smaller unit, so taking weight out of the car, thereby producing faster, better-performing cars.
Kevin, there's been so many changes in F1 as well. As a driver, how have you adapted to some of these changes?
What we see every time is that there is a huge scope of potential to improve with these things. You get stuff where you think this isn't going to work. We can't be saving here and there, and we can't be managing these tires. But eventually, it's always fascinating to see how far we can get with these things.
Just to pick up on that, there's two things Kevin said there, which I think illustrates where some of the differences are in the sports, because they look similar. World-class racing drivers, single-seater racing cars, 4 wheels, so it might look similar. So our car will start the race with only 50% of the energy it needs to finish the race. So the other half of the energy it needs is generated in the race through regeneration of the battery. So when Kevin talks about sophisticated systems in the background, our drivers are tactically having to work out the best place in the race to take their foot off of I was going to say gas, which would be the wrong term, their foot off the pedal to allow the energy to regenerate into the battery.
The main thing as a driver is that you are doing all this energy management manually. So that's a whole skill set that you have to learn and you have to fine tune. And that's, I think, in Formula E, that's what makes that's probably the biggest factor of what makes a good driver in a Formula E car. When I drove the Formula E simulator, I was blown away by how complex it was to drive this car. I'm used to just getting in and going as quick as possible.
And just hitting the pedal and going all the way in.
And I think it's another element that is making it. It's something new in motorsport. It's not traditionally anything that's ever existed. I think this is a unique thing.
When you spend as much time as I do around world-class drivers, you realise that whatever you put them in, very quickly they find a way. And I was saying, if you put Kevin in a tractor, he'll find a way of making it go faster than anybody else will.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great.